Greetings. So this is going to be a reply video to a fellow YouTuber named Casino. He did a video called Real Estate versus Trucking, 70,000 investment, why I'm not buying real estate, why I am not buying more real estate. The video got close to 200,000 views. It's a great video. I've spoken to him actually on Instagram, just a private chat. Gave him his props, and he almost had taken me off my path as far as real estate investing, buying rental units. Great video, very persuasive. But for those of you that are on the fence, that watched his video, if you were going to get into real estate, let's say flipping houses or being a landlord, but I'll focus on being a landlord because that's more what he focused on versus trucking. Now, I will agree with him, the money that one could make, if you take 70,000 and invest it into getting into the trucking business, your vehicle, your papers, your certifications, all of that, versus that same 70,000 if you put it into real estate, why you will see the immediate returns on the trucking a lot faster. That I will agree with. But here's where I think where his video didn't expand on, or what I'm going to expand on, of why that could actually sometimes be the reverse. Or why sometimes real estate can actually bring you in that same amount of money or more. In my case, if you're gonna get into that, I would say for me, my whole strategy is strictly buying multi-units. Anything with not even 2 units. I would say anything with that could be a commercial building. A commercial building could be 4 units or more, or 5 or more would define a commercial property. If you get something like that with a commercial property, depending on what state you're in, what city you're in, how much you can charge for rent, that can be a fantastic investment. The money you would make at the end of the month will probably be pretty close to what you could make if you were in the trucking industry. Another thing I like about real estate, my strategy dealing with multi-units, is it's a steady investment. It's almost guaranteed. Of course, you have some cases where someone may not pay the rent or little cases like that, but I'm almost sure exactly how much money I'm going to make at the end of the month. Whereas in trucking, it's a gamble. You don't know how much money you're going to make that day, let alone that month. So unless you have a good game plan, or you just happen to be lucky, or you actually could align yourself with companies that would help you find that work, to me, if the real estate is the safer investment. That's what I believe. What I feel. Why I say it's safer? Because people need a place to live. People always need a place to live. Even people that may not be able to pay their rent, when it's time for them to get evicted, they need another place to go to. Even if they just save up enough money to pay the first or 2 months rent, security, whatever, people always need a place to stay. So I would say the real estate is the more consistent investment. It's the more of a guarantee. It's the one you could actually plan your budget, your spending budget around it, because you know what you're going to make at the end of the month. You could actually plan your vacation around it. You could plan paying off your student loans around it, because you know what you're going to make at the end of the month. As opposed to trucking, you just don't know what you're going to make at the end of the month, let alone that day. So it depends on you. It comes down to the person. I think some people like the high risk. They like the uncertainty because they like that hustle, that grind of trucking, of jumping in that industry, because I think it's more of an ego booster. Also, and like Casino said in his video, and other truckers, you can make sometimes 1,000 a day, or sometimes even maybe 10,000 a week, depending on your workload. So yes, the returns on that is definitely fantastic. Nothing to sneeze at. But for me, I would say just investing in multi units for me is the way to go. It's consistent, it's steady. I could actually plan my I do my budgets. I plan out my I have a spreadsheet and I plan things out 6 months at a time. My financial projection, 6 months at a time. So I know exactly what I'm gonna spend. I know exactly what I'm gonna bring in, and month to month, almost everything is down to a science. Like what I take out, whatever spending money, whatever I'm gonna go and use for just leisure. I know exactly what I'm gonna have, and it usually pans out. I know when I'm gonna pay certain bills, when I'm gonna pay certain bills off. I can see it on the calendar. I'm gonna be done with this payment by this date. So it's more consistent. Yes, with trucking, you could probably do a lot of that sometime in one shot, but then things can dry up and you can find yourself out there looking for work for the next few days, next few weeks, next few months. You don't know. So, like I said, for me, investing, if you're going to get into the landlord business, to me, multi units are the way to go. Are the way to go. They're harder to find funding for. I will say that it's hard to find lenders that will invest in multi units. But if you can find one, the best way to go about that is to have a lot of the capital yourself. As far as the down payment, you should at least have 30 to 40% of the down payment if you expect to find a lender for a multi-unit. So anyway, that's the end of this video. I don't want to drag it on. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like, share, follow, subscribe.